Yes. तो चैट जीपीटी को यूज करना शुरू करो. Your productivity will go to the next level. Okay, fantastic. Coming back to our PPT, once we have done with the defined phase, the next phase is called measure phase. Everybody, just type measure in the chat box. Measure. Measure phase. And in the measure phase, what we do is we collect the data. We collect the data in the measure phase, and with the help of some statistical tools, principles, formulae, softwares, we are extracting the information out of the data. Okay, so we are using statistics. Statistics is a science which converts data into information. Statistics is a science which converts data into information. So we extract information from the data with the help of statistics. Okay, one of the very important principle we use, it's called Pareto Principle. Are you aware of Pareto Principle? Just type yes in the chat box if you are aware. How many of you are aware of Pareto? Just type me in the chat box. What does Pareto Principle is also called as? (80-20) principle. Absolutely right. It is also called as 80-20 principle of Pareto. Okay. Yes, for the people who are not aware, Wilfredo Pareto was economist from Italy. Understand this is very, very important. Huh? Wilfredo Pareto was economist from Italy. Now, I came across a fantastic book around this 80-20 principle, and the name of the book is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. You can write the name of this book, Brian Tracy. This book uses 80-20 principle on your productivity, on your time management, and improves your productivity multifold. It's a very small book, but very, very effective. And we teach some of the principles in our, our coaching, our mentoring. Okay, Eat That Frog. This is a book written by Brian Tracy, who is very senior, very renowned author and motivational speaker. Okay, Brian Tracy. Please go and grab this book. Now, coming back to Pareto Principle. Wilfredo Pareto, according to Wilfredo Pareto, Italian economist, 80% of the wealth is owned by 20% of the population. According to him, 80% of the wealth of the country is owned by the 20% of the population. It is still, right way of it. Actually, right now, it has become 90% with the 10% people, or even further, 95% of the wealth is with the 5% of the population right now. But back then it was 80-20. Okay, but doesn't matter. It is still applicable right now. And I will show you what are the applicability. When quality guru J.M. Juran, you remember the three gentlemen's name I had written earlier? One was Deming, other was Juran, and the third one was Ishikawa. The second one, the Juran, understood that this principle is applicable not only in economics, but it is applicable in quality, it is applicable in the process improvement as well. And that is where he started implementing this. For example, 80% sales comes from 20% of the clients. 80% complaints come from 20% of the customers. 80% software glitches are caused by the 20% of the bugs. So it is applicable everywhere. Okay. So where do we basically use this? So we can use this in some of the cases. Okay. Look at this. One of the client bank, which was facing the check bouncing cases. Okay, so we collected this and applied 80-20 principle. Look at this. So we asked them to collect some data. So they collected the data like misspelled name 274, the wrong account number 59, stray marks. There are so many reasons for check bouncing they have identified. Okay, so what we did, we collected the data and we put that data in a software called Minitab. Everybody just type Minitab in the chat box. I've just put that in the chat. Minitab. Minitab. Let me show you the magic of this software called Minitab. Minitab software. Very, very powerful tool in Lean Six Sigma. Okay. So if you have Minitab software, it looks exactly like our Excel sheet. So I've just copied the same data and pasted it over here. And let me show you how I can make a Pareto chart in 3 seconds. Look at this. Okay, so I've just selected the data and say, okay. And within 3 seconds, my Pareto chart is ready. Very, very powerful tool. Just feed the data, select the tool, select the graph which you want to make. Okay, now listen to this Pareto principle first. Pareto, as we said, it is 80-20, right? 80-20 principle. Actually, Pareto chart can be basically, yeah, Narasimha Rao ji, actually, this is not a part of your yellow belt, but I'm showing you that this can be done as well. Okay, and you don't have the software right now. That's why even if I explain the steps, you may not recollect them and you may not be able to practice them. Okay, so stay till end. I'm going to show you how you can also use this what you can say software. Okay, now Pareto is nothing but a bar chart arranged in a descending order. A bar chart arranged in a descending order, highest to lowest. Okay, look at this. The highest is the misspelled name, which is contributing 64.8. So almost 65% contribution is because of the misspelled name. Okay. The second highest contributor is wrong account number, which is contributing approximately 14%. If I only focus on these two guys, that just try to understand. Okay. So 65 plus 14, almost 80% is actually 79%, almost 80%. If, focus here, if out of the 8 or 9 different reasons, if I only focus on these two reasons and eliminate it, I can eliminate almost 80% of the check bouncing cases. Yes or no? Everybody. I can absolutely, what you can say, improve or eliminate. If I eliminate these two reasons, I can reduce almost 80% of the check bouncing cases. Yes or no? Exactly. And this is the power of 80-20 principle. It focuses on where you should focus and get the maximum impact on your process. And this is where 80-20 principle is applicable. Clear hai? Now, if I can focus here, I will get a minuscule impact. If I can eliminate them, I can get what? 3 to 5% impact. But if I can eliminate these two reasons, I can get 80% impact. And this is what is the power of this principle. Okay. Now, how do we practically use this in our... Now, how many of you would like to reduce your monthly expenses by using this Pareto? Just type me in the chat box. Are you interested to know how you can do that? Are you interested? Yes, absolutely. Okay. Now, there are two types in the monthly expenses. One is the fixed expense. Second is the variable expense. Fixed and variable. Now, fixed is like, for example, your EMI is fixed. Your home loan EMI, your car EMI, your rent is fixed. Your school fees of your child is fixed. Okay, so you can't change it. But there are few aspects of your monthly expenditure which are variable and which are within your control. Can you give me some examples of variable and controllable factors of your monthly expenses? Type in chat box quickly. Think about it. What are the variable and controllable factors which I can easily control? Very good. The fuel expenses, the petrol, diesel, shopping expenses, electrical expenses. Yes, electrical bill. Yes, water bill, dining out, medical expenses. Absolutely right. Mobile, the movies, the entertainment, grocery expenses. There are so many expenses which are variable in nature and which are within your control. What you need to do is you need to collect the data. Okay, we need to collect the data for for that, maybe for 3 to 6 months, and check what is the monthly expenses against the category. Okay, so this is just an example I've given. So put all the categories in this column and put your monthly expenses in this column. Okay, I'm talking about a variable, and then follow the same thing what we have done. Okay, same thing which we have done earlier. Select this and then say okay. And within 3 seconds, software will calculate the Pareto for you. Now you have to just focus on the top 3 or 4 contributors and try to reduce it or try to eliminate it. Even if you're not able to eliminate it, at least reduce it. By using this technique, guys, our students have reduced from 25 to 65% of variable monthly expenditure. How many of you will try this out? Just type me in the chat box. How many of you will try this out? Just collect the data. There are so many free tools available nowadays. Free, completely free of charge. On your mobile application, there are free tools available to capture your monthly expenses. Wherever you go out, okay, just keep on capturing on your mobile application. And at the end of the month, it will give you the summary. And you can easily bifurcate what are the fixed expenses, what are the variable expenses. And then you can put that data dump in the software and calculate this value. Okay. Yeah, this is just an example, Kirtana. You are right. Just an example. You just have to put your variable expenditure and do the same exercise. All right. And by doing this, you can see a huge impact. Okay. Now, why we have not covered Ramnik core onto this? Because if you don't have this, it will not make any sense. Okay. Because you don't have the software right now, right? If you had the software, I would have definitely shown you a step-by-step procedure, which we actually show. Okay. Now let me show you what else you can do with this. Okay. You can make a histogram out of it. You remember histogram? Okay. Just have to select the data. Say, okay, a histogram is made in 3 seconds. Look at this. Histogram is the graphical representation of historical data. Gram meaning graph, histo meaning historical. The bell-shaped curve comes out of that. Remember that? Just type yes in the chat box. Yes, the free trial is available for 7 or 15 days, I think. Okay. But don't worry, stay till end. I'm going to give you some super information about this software. Stay till end. Okay. Now, apart from that, I can make pie chart. Let's say I can select the data and I can make the pie chart of this. In 3 seconds, the pie chart is done. Look at this. I can do histogram, pie chart, the box plots, the control chart, hypothesis testing, regression, multiple regression, design of experimentation, Taguchi. Lot of things I can do with the help of Minitab. How many of you would like to use this Minitab for your daily data analytics and process improvement? Just type me in the chat box. See, Excels and all are basic things. These are especially designed softwares for Lean and Six Sigma products and applications. Okay. So stay till end. I'm going to give you a lot of insights about this. Okay. Yes. और इस पे multiple regression भी सीखेंगे हम लोग analyze phase में. Now, are you clear about this? Once we do this, once we extract information out of the data in the measure phase, then